Good evening. It was decided to do an event in Dubai on the 23rd of September. It was a Friday. By popular demand, we have shifted this event to 24th September, the Saturday, so that it would be convenient for you people to attend. So I'll be in Dubai on the 24th of September at 6 p.m. Hope to see you in Dubai. Those desirous of participating in the Dubai event can contact us at the WhatsApp number given below or mail to the email ID given below. We will see you in Dubai. Kindly drop us an email or send a message on the WhatsApp number. Good evening. As we did with Dubai, we decided to move the event in Abu Dhabi also by one day to Saturday, so that instead of 30th September, we'll have the event on 1st October. So I will see you in Abu Dhabi on the 1st of October. Those living in Abu Dhabi need not take the pain of traveling to Dubai. We will see you in Abu Dhabi on the 1st of October. Those who want to see me in Abu Dhabi may drop us an email at the address given below or contact us by the WhatsApp number that flashes below. My team will get in touch with you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Anand did a short in Money Pechu a couple of days ago about the currency being defended. A lot of people were asking about what is currency and how is it defended, and so I thought we'll talk about this topic today about currency and how the government and currency are related and what the role of the government is with the currency. So Anand, start with what is defending a currency? Because everyone's wondering what do you mean they're selling dollars and they're keeping the rupee up artificially. No one understands this. What is this?
See, the currency moves against, the rupee moves against the dollar. And this is not only India alone, this has happened in the world. The most famous case of defense of a currency and throwing in the towel happened in the early 90s when George Soros and a group of people shorted the British pound. There was then an exchange rate mechanism, ERM. The ERM was that the Deutsche Mark would be the main currency because it was the largest economy in Europe, and all currencies would move in a band within the ERM, that is plus or minus 2%. The rule was that the European countries will not allow their currency to move outside the band.
This is all before EU.
Before Euro. I'm talking, this is early 90s. Now, what happened at that time was there was contrasting conditions in Germany and in UK. Germany was having high inflation because East Germany, Helmut Kohl had merged East and West Germany together, and in a fit of generosity said, for every East German mark, he would give one West German mark. Basically, printed a lot of West German money because the East German mark was worthless paper. So for every worthless paper, he gave 1:1. That's a sweetener to get East Germany to merge with it. And because they had merged with it, there was too much currency floating in the system. There was huge runaway inflation in Germany. That is by German standards. Now, from the days of the Weimar Republic, the Germans do not tolerate high inflation. It's constitutionally mandated that they have to keep increasing interest rates. So they kept on jacking interest rates up to bring inflation down. Basically digest that currency, whatever excess currency they printed. At the same time, UK had a different problem. John Major was the prime minister, and he inherited a very weak economy. A very weak economy, as you know, requires lower interest rates. A weak economy does not have inflation, so they needed lower interest rates. And because Germany was continuously increasing the interest rates, the Deutsche Mark was getting stronger, and the pound was at the bottom end of the band. So the pound had to stay within the ERM mechanism, or it would have crashed out. To do that, that is called the defense of the pound. The pound is to keep it in tandem with the Deutsche Mark. So what did they do? They kept on increasing interest rates, and because to match the Europe at a rate higher than what the Germans did, so that the pound would be inside that band. Higher interest rate was very bad for the American, for the British economy, yes. British people. So we knew it cannot be. Everybody knew it cannot be sustained. So speculators started selling, led by George Soros. The more they sold, the more the prices went up.
Correct. Inflation.
The interest rates
Sorry,
went up, the
interest rate.
more they sold because they knew that the government was desperate. So they kept selling more and more. So whatever reserves that the British government had, they used it to buy sterling to keep the whatever sterling was being sold was being bought by the
British. To keep
British
it
Central
artificially floating.
Bank of England to keep the
Supporting the currency.
currency. But at one point it became untenable and they gave up. And the ERM, it crashed out of the ERM. This is the first story. And George Soros had used a lot of leverage to break the British. So that's why he's known as the man who broke the British pound. This is on one side. This has happened after that in the Asian currency and all that. Normally in countries like India, you allow the rupee to depreciate because we have a higher inflation than America, though we like to deny it. And America has lower inflation. The currency should depreciate at the rate at which the difference in
Differential in inflation.
inflation. Now we claim our local inflation is only 7%. America's is 8.5. We should actually strengthen
If it is true.
if it is true. But economics is not printed in paper. There's a wholesale price inflation which is at 12%.
True.
And the rupee has been steadily depreciating. But we had a strong man who said if elected to power, I'll make the rupee 40 to a dollar. So obviously a lot of people will ask question, Bhaiya, kya ho raha hai? What is happening?
Correct.
It was at 56, 60, 65, 70, then 75, then it's crossed your age, it's come to 80. So a strong man in his ego does not want
It to go any further.
any further. Now, India has a forex reserve of 600, had a forex reserve of $640 billion.
Now, just explain how forex reserve comes for a country.
Okay, there are two ways a forex reserve can come for a country. Like China. What is China? How does China get forex reserves? It always exports more than what it imports. Net dollar flows in, and it is bought
The
by
trade surplus.
it's a trade surplus, current account surplus, which is bought by the Bank of China, People's China, Bank of China, and they have kept it there. In a country like India, which still has, this is how China, Japan, Korea, these countries built reserves.
Correct. In the case of India,
In the case of India, what we did is, our exports have never been greater than our imports. Our imports have always been greater than exports.
that's thanks to oil or?
No, not oil. All these countries import oil. India had quirky labor laws and has quirky labor laws till today.
Correct.
I can't get 500 people in a shed and make them stitch and export shoes, half pants, or the kind of shirts you and I are wearing. The costs are too much. Ratan Roy famously said, it's possible to make a 2000 rupee shirt and export from India, not a 500 rupee shirt.
True. So, getting back to the.
And always till 2014, the left was part of the government. Even when Vajpayee ruled, leftist influence were a part of government. People like George Fernandez. So this touching this labor law was a holy cow. So what Manmohan Singh did is he opened these services out, which is your IT software and ITES, and allowed it to grow. Because there was no union, no labor law, that really no government interface, and it just shot up. If the government had stayed out, even exports would have shot up. Now what happened is, then India had another secret weapon. You had Indian NRIs like my father, who stayed in Gulf from 1970s. So there was a steady flow of dollars from them coming back home, remittances.
True.
So India has the world's largest remittances. So this services exports
Plus the
remittances more or less made sure that you didn't have too much of a trade deficit. You had a
That means though you are importing more,
you are
and
managing
exporting
with
less, and you didn't have cash, that gap was filled by this.
these remittances and software exports.
Okay.
But still you had a minor trade deficit. Then what had Manmohan Singh had done from 93 is allowed foreigners to own bonds and stocks in India. Now that money was flowing into India. That money the Reserve Bank bought and kept it as reserves. So you are managing with all this your trade, and you were whatever people were buying Indian assets was being kept as forex reserves.
Reserves.
This started in 93. In 2004, we had just built up $75 billion. Between 2004 and 2014, our reserves had gone up to 420 or $410. This guy came immediately.
This was mainly due to people investing into India.
This is money where you sold your assets or borrowed money and got it.
Correct.
It was all earned assets.
Okay, correct.
In case of China and
Japan,
it's earned assets.
That's why I'm just taking the clarification.
It's borrowed assets basically.
Correct, yes.
But it was
temporarily parked here.
parked here. But you were in such a position when they wanted, you could give it to them.
Understood.
Now what happened is, it reached 642 billion, everything was good.
Yes, we are all very happy.
Now what happened, for the first time, for 13 months or so, foreigners have been selling Indian assets. In between they bought in July, in August they started selling again. So they have been constantly taking money out. This is one problem.
Pushing our reserves down.
Pushing your reserves. There is demand for dollars. If RBI says I won't sell dollars, the value of the rupee will fall.
Correct.
Because there is demand for dollar, there is no dollar in the market. The value will fall, adjust at a lower level, and then the exporters will bring more money. It will find a level.
True.
Now, but we had said that we'll make it $40. So we call up the history professor in Mint Street and ask him, you start selling. So So first what he did is, he did some creative accounting last year and said the average value of the dollar I sold is 56.
Okay, like looking back.
I bought is 56. Now I'm booking profit by selling at 70. 56 minus 70 is 14 rupees profit. That he sold the dollar and gave it as dividend to his boss. His boss Mahakush. Rupee is also being defended.
Profit is also coming.
I'm also getting dividend. History, great history boy. But how many dollars would have bought at 56?
Very few.
Very few. So that got vanished. So now what happened is, we were constantly selling.
As we were selling, foreigners are also withdrawing.
Withdrawing. That's why the rupee has been falling in
Because the
spite.
reason why I'm saying is because a lot of people had commented saying the reason why the reserves are going down is only because of the foreigners. I want our viewers to understand it's just not the foreigners.
No, the foreigners. You have your the trade deficit is double its normal level.
Yeah, I want people to understand that.
Last year in August, let's take month of August. It's worse before. April, May, June, July, August. 5 months is over. In 5 months, if I show the number is 140, we won't talk about that. In the month of August alone, the difference between what we exported and what we imported is $28 billion. Last year it was $11 billion. So that is the difference.
Yes.
So not only you have to pay the foreigner who is going out,
Plus your
this $28 billion gap, only 12 billion will be managed by software and remittances. So you have another whole of 14 billion to pay. So the Reserve Bank is doing two things. It is filling this whole of 14 billion. The total whole is 28. Software and remittances is filling half. RBI is filling the other half by selling. Plus this foreigners leaving.
There's a pressure all on the rupee.
This is the pressure. That's why rupee went to 80. Then people like me are waiting. Traitors, Deshdrohs. So we are asking why rupee is at 80. So he is calling history professor and telling why rupee is at 80. And last time you gave me gift check. Do something. So every week he is selling 10 billion.
How long can he keep this going?
So from 642, so you don't have a rate, up-to-date dates.
Correct.
That you cannot find out. So we know dates only till September 2nd. Till September 2nd he had sold 90 billion. My assumption is from 2nd to 16th, 2 weeks he would have sold another 10. Then I am very confident 100 billion finished. Okay. Now, why are we sanguine that it will go down faster? There are short-term corporate debts. This is not Government of India debts.
Corporates, yes.
our friends.
Yes, like our
My good friend Tata.
correct.
But good friend Tata has, I'll tell you why Tata is different. I wrote an article in the Hindu. My good friend Tata has to pay a lot of money back to foreign bankers. So he'll come to RBI and say, here's the rupee, give me some dollars. I have to repay to that fellow. Now RBI has to return that money.
Give
Like that.
dollars.
But not only Tatas, all corporates put together have to return from India before 2023 March. From July to March, only August and July and August is over, September is now going on. You have to pay $220 billion. Assume 40 is paid, $180 billion has to be still paid. In case of Tata, no problem. He can take money, he is earning in dollars. Tata Steel, Tata Motors, and TCS is spewing dollars more than what he needs. So he is not under pressure.
He's cash rich.
He is dollar rich.
Sorry, dollar rich. Correct. Dollar rich.
He is dollar rich. Because 65% of his turnover is abroad. So he can do anything abroad. He need not come to RBI at all.
Okay, then how will someone like Adani manage?
I don't know. Adani is a favored friend.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
not talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
Other
So
corporates.
other small corporate, Rane or somebody, he has to go and take money from a Reserve Bank. He will say, I have to return $1 billion. Now he would have borrowed 2 years back, to assume. He would have got 6,000 crores in. He would have bought $1,000, $1 billion. He would have got 6,000 crores and bought machinery. Now when he has to return that $1,000, $1
With
billion
interest.
dollars, interest chodo, that he has to pay. He has to pay 8,000 crores because the rupee has fallen.
Correct.
So now every day the rupee continues to fall. These corporates have to find more money to pay the principal. Now so far why the corporates were escaping is condition abroad was good. So they could keep on
Rotating.
rolling over the debt. But there itself now rates are going up.
Correct.
Because every month he is
There's no more
increasing.
free money.
He
Yeah.
0.25, 0.5. First he started in April with 0.25. May he made it 0.5. Two times he has raised it 0.75, 0.75. So already from 0 to 2.25 it's raised. Now 26th he is going to raise another 0.75. So you cannot roll over. No, he will ask where he was giving you at 1%, he will ask 7%.
As you say, kachak is happening.
So kachak is happening. So this kachak is happening, he has to find a way out. So he will find an Indian borrower, Indian lender who will say, okay, 8%. So he'll say, okay, my bap, I'm paying only 2% more. And this rupee is falling, so my principal will also increase. Let me return before he asks. So they will also stand in queue for a dollar. So you are now looking at three.
Three fronts is attacked.
Third is not yet started. One is foreigner taking out. Another is this hole you are filling. Third is the corporate who wants dollars and is scratching his head outside your door. So this,
God.
now tell me, the RBI can say, I will not give dollar. You go find in the market, which is what they were doing till then. If you go find in the market and there is no dollar, no.
Correct.
No foreigner is not coming. If the guy who is remitting things, if he is going to keep 6 months and he is going to get 5 rupees more, he is not going to send now.
Correct.
He will hold on to his dollars.
Correct. Makes sense.
Makes sense, right? He is going to keep it in dollars.
Correct.
So there is a shortage of dollars in the market. So what will happen? RBI is supplying. If RBI stops supplying, small dollars, too much rupee, value of dollar will increase, value of rupee will fall.
So where do you think the true rupee value lies? Let's say if all this is not being done to the rupee. If our monetary policy was different.
I'm asking you, I'll ask you one more question. The Japanese guys have said to the market, go to hell, they have more than $1 trillion in asset. We are not selling any dollar, do what you want. The dollar, the yen fell from nearly 93, it used to be, it was 110, 120. I think now you just check the yen.
Yeah. It's 143. 143, 144.
That's nearly a 20-year low. And what was the lowest point?
So we're talking about a good 20, more than that. We're talking about like 25, 30 years.
30 years history low.
Yeah.
Right.
Historic lows, these are, yes.
That's because he is not selling the dollar.
Correct.
The European Central Bank is not selling its dollars.
Correct.
That's why euro became par and below par. The
Correct.
British pound is not selling. So we are only selling. If you sell, you will get into future trouble tomorrow when you really need it. If this continues for one more year, you are in serious jam. And why can it continue for a year is Saudi has already stopped oil tank. Saudi said you are talking to Iran, you are trying to stop my profits. Let me turn off the tap.
Yeah,
So
but I thought
he's
Russia is helping us.
then why is not your petrol price coming down?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So therefore, I am saying you are managing the currency. Admit the truth, and it may not be the wisest thing to do.
Sometimes it's better to allow it to,
There is no choice. You have to increase interest rates.
because
You have not
inflation.
increased because you have increased less than America. It is allowed better to increase interest rates by 2-3%, not allow the dollar to not supply dollar to the market and keep the rupee at 85 to 90. You will export more, you will get more dollars, things will adjust.
Anyway, this was an interesting conversation. I hope you guys understood how the currency is controlled by the government and why it's controlled, and
And
why
this is
are.
not only India.
I agree. I agree. I just wanted our viewers to understand. Some of them didn't understand what you meant.
Now I think I have made it clear.
Yes, we have explained it was quite well and in quite a lot of detail. I hope all of you kind of enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you like this conversation, hit the subscribe channel, turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified putting out a new video. So yesterday we did a bash up of Tatas. Today we bashed up the history professor. So watch more bash ups. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for supporting Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.